it's Kari from Chalk Couture, and I'm here to show you a fabulous new product we have. This is Couture ink. You've been loving the paste on hard surfaces for temporary applications. Well, Couture ink lets the world be your canvas. You can use this on any soft surface. It's a permanent application. I'm so excited to show you how this works. You're going to need a couple of things. One, the first thing I've got is a D-size transfer here. This is a brand new buffalo plaid transfer, specially designed to fit our canvas pillow covers. These are 17.5 by 17.5. It comes in a pack of 2, and you're going to love these as accents all over your home. As well as I love this transfer. It's a typewriter transfer. It's another D-size transfer, and you can see I'm just pulling one of these elements from this transfer for this little cute hello on the pillow right here. So I'm going to move the rest of that. I have already ironed this pillowcase, and you're going to want to do that. I know it's one of those steps. It's like using pins when you sew. You think, I got this. I don't need to iron it. I promise you will like the result of your finished project so much better if you just take the few minutes to iron it first. The other thing that you're going to need is one of our new ink mats. These are adhesive mats, and they are specially designed to keep your product still and no sliding, and so that there's just less fussing when you're doing your project. And these come in 2 sizes. We're going to use both of them today. We've got the large square, and we also have a rectangle one that you can see here with our logo repeated, which I'm going to show you is actually really cool. So the first step is going to be to pull your transfer from its backer. Normally we fuzz our transfers when we're going to use them on hard surfaces. No need, because it's going straight onto fabric. So find a corner and get that peel, but definitely put in the ink mat first. So I'm going to roll this. It's super flexible and easy to work with. I'm going to insert it right there in the zipper and just let it unroll once it's in there. It might take just a little minute of fussing, but you're going to get it centered right inside there, and you are going to love how stable this makes your project when you're working with this new ink. So once you've got it in, you can give it a nice smooth press down so that it adheres to that little stick that's on the mat. And there you go. Now you're going to want to peel your transfer. Normally we fuzz this, but since we are putting it right onto fabric, we don't need to do that today. So I'm going to go ahead and peel. You'll notice I'm not peeling on the diagonal, I'm peeling from the straight. You've got great big buffalo checks on here, and they will stretch if you pull them on the bias, so don't make that mistake. Now, you're going to go ahead and get this positioned just so on your pillowcase. And the top of the pillowcase does not have a seam, and I think that is probably the best place to try to get your lines. When you sew, I don't know if any of you sew, but if you sew, it's hard to get things perfectly square. So if you find that your pillow cover doesn't seem perfectly square, don't sweat it. Once it's stuffed, it's darling and looks awesome. So just get this as centered as you can. And again, I would use the top of the pillow cover as your guide. So get that all nice and smooth. Now, ink has a slightly different consistency than our paste. So you do want to make sure that you get some good adherence down, because the ink is a tiny bit creamier than the paste, and it will squeak under the lines if you aren't careful. So make sure all of your details are pressed into place. And once you're happy with that, you're going to go ahead. This part, you're just going to load it up on a squeegee. I'm using my angled squeegee today just to load the ink from the jar onto the transfer itself. And this is the part you know and love. You're just going to go ahead and start smoothing. Now, I really love my handled squeegee for this. So I'm going to go ahead and really pile on the ink up here towards the top. And then once I've offloaded that squeegee, I'm going to go ahead and grab my angled squeegee. And this is just gives you such nice, long, even pulls. It's just, well, it's kind of satisfying actually. But you're going to go ahead and make sure, just like with paste, that all of your screen is covered. Now, you heard me say that this is a permanent application, so it's not as forgiving as our paste, which means I'm wearing my apron today, because if I get it on my clothes, it will stay. That's what makes it good, but we do have to be a little bit more careful than we normally do with our paste, which is so great and washable. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all screened in. And it takes a generous amount of paste, so don't be shy. Just keep loading up your project. And don't you love this buffalo check? It is, you've seen it all over for the holidays, but we're moving buffalo check from Christmas and making it front and center for spring, and I love it. I think it's so cute in this gray color. You can see the hello I did on the pillow is in a navy. I'm going to show you black today. It's super cute. We're getting really good coverage on this. You'll love how creamy and easy these inks are to work with. They are dreamy. I'm almost there. Just a little more ink. And there we go. A little more. Okay. So once you've got that all screened in and you're feeling like you've got it covered, you can offload your extra ink straight in back into the jar, just like you do with paste. So you can preserve all that unused ink right there. Okay, and then you're going to pull your transfer. So again, you're going to work your way across to the top and give it a pull straight down. Some of these big projects, it's great to have an extra pair of hands, but I think I can do it. Oh, it's so cute. Just take your time, go slow, don't stress. It's going to be totally worth it. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to throw this down on a cookie sheet right here. You don't want it to fold back on itself, that you know. And I'm going to go ahead and transport it from here off to the sink so that I can get it cleaned off. But I will show you, we've got a finished one over here on the ironing board, and that's going to be your next step. Once this dries to the touch, you'll need to set it with some heat. So I'm going to use the iron over here and show you with a bit of parchment paper how you go about setting it. I've got it on my ironing board here, and I've cut a large piece of parchment that will cover it. If you iron straight down on that ink, it's going to stick to your iron. You don't want that. So this provides a good non-stick barrier, and you're going to go ahead and use medium heat on your iron, and you're going to iron it for about 4 minutes each side. So what I mean by that is you're literally going to iron this side for 4 minutes. You're going to flip your pillowcase inside out, and you're going to iron it again on the other side for 4 minutes. What that does is sets the design so that it's not going anywhere. We recommend that you spot clean these pillowcases only. They are canvas and they could shrink, so we don't want anything to happen to your design. Once you're finished setting your design after 4 minutes, you're going to be ready to do the next layer. So let me pull that over here. This is where our small ink mat comes in. The reason our logo repeats like this is actually guidelines for you to cut, knowing that you may have any size project. If you're doing a baby onesie, you only need a little piece. If you're doing a t-shirt, you may need a slightly larger piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down so it fits in the corner of my pillowcase and secures it for this next layer. So slick. Okay. We'll get that tucked right in there. And I've got my Hello Beautiful. I'm only going to use the hello part of this transfer. I love to just kind of pick and choose between all of our awesome designs what you want to use. And I really love that buffalo plaid so much. I didn't want to obscure it, but of course it's an awesome background layer for anything that you would want to put. So you're going to peel that, get that position just right. And I'm going to use the black ink on it today. So I'm going to flip my angled squeegee over and use black. And again, I'm just pressing that down. I'm going to be careful that I don't screen into the beautiful because it will be permanent. I can't wipe it off after. So if you're nervous about that, go ahead and put some packing tape over it. You can even packing tape around the perimeter of your transfer if you're feeling like it's close or you just don't want to drip. I'm risking my life here just talking to you with this hanging in the air, but see how nice it's not dripping. So you're going to go ahead and just screen that in. Less is more with this ink. Because it's got a creamy texture, it does behave a little bit differently than the paste, but you're going to love the result. So once I've got that all covered up, go ahead and peel. Oh, it's so cute. And there you go. I'm going to put this right over here. And I've completed this awesome project with our new Couture ink. You are going to love having this option to use with all of the transfers you've come to know and love from Chalk Couture. So happy inking, everybody.